You know what? The Bible says when two or three are gathered in my name, He be there in the midst. So praise be to God. I'm glad this morning that we're gathered in His name this morning.
Amen.
I'm glad this morning that we come in and we know the one who makes a difference day to day in our lives. That we know the one who washed us clean of our sins and set us free. I'm glad this morning that I know Him as my personal Savior. And my prayer is that each of you know Him as your personal Savior too. But if not, we know that today is the day for salvation. Praise be to God. So, as I was thinking this morning, I've been thinking for a while about how to preach and what to preach on. God finally this morning, He gave me a passage this morning. As I prayed about it last night and I went to bed, I thought I was going to preach on one thing, but this morning I got up and I prayed and He led me in a different way. I always want to be mindful of what God would have us to do. You know, it means nothing if you hear what I have to say, but it means everything if you hear what He has to say this morning. So, I would like to talk to you a little bit this morning. We're going to go to the book of Daniel, to be the Lord will. In just a few minutes we'll read. But I thought about what's been on my mind and my heart is just how bad this world has gotten. It's been on my mind about just how many things has changed. That the world nowadays says is right, and God's Word says it's wrong. It's been on my mind and on my heart just how bad things has gotten everywhere. It's even creeped into our little small part of the world now. You know, used to around here, we always say we're about 10 years behind time. Well, it seems like that those times is catching up with us around here now. It seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And the Bible tells us that it'll wax worse and worse. The Bible tells us that it's going to get bad at the ends of times. And we think as Christians that we know that it won't be too much longer before the Lord comes back. I believe that with all my heart. I do. If I didn't, I'd say we'd just close up the Bibles and go home this morning. But I think that God will come back after His children. And I don't think we're going to have to wait a long time for that. Now, as I thought about this, and I thought about what all that my kids is going to face in their lifetime, I thought about when I was growing up, how my mom and dad used to be so worried that I would hang with the wrong crowd, and maybe that would cause me to change the way I act or what I've done. And back in those days, it was very well possible. It had been all the way back through time it's been this way, but I thought about how much easier things was a few years back. Just in my lifetime, I thought about how much more simple things was just in my lifetime. I didn't have to worry about my son getting on the internet and actually getting into something that he shouldn't be into. Being able to see something on there that he shouldn't be seeing. There was no internet when I was a small boy, when I was a young boy growing up. So things has changed, and not all of it's changed for the good. I heard this past week, of course, with Halloween, I read a news blog. In Ohio, there was a 5-year-old child, and some of you may have heard this, had gotten out and he trick-or-treated. They trick-or-treated with the family, and they come in, and he started eating some of the candy, and he started having stroke-like symptoms. His face had drooped on one side. He couldn't move his left side, I believe it was, and so they rushed him to the hospital, and when they get him to the hospital, they realize after some testing that he's been exposed to meth. And so they didn't know at first if it come from the candy or where, so they started doing tests on it. They're still not sure if it come from the candy or if it come from those little bitty teeth that you get for Halloween, those little fangs that all the kids grab the first thing and stick in their mouth. They thought it may have come from that those may have been exposed to me. And I thought about just what a mess this world's become. How bad it's become nowadays, and where our children is going through, what we're seeing in this world, and how much different it's been in just a short time span. And I started thinking about what in the world we're going to do, and how are we going to teach our kids to stand in this world for what is right, and what thus saith the Word of God, when the world is totally against everything that the Bible says. If the Bible says it's true, you can bet, praise God, the world will say it's a lie. If the Bible says it's right, you can bet, praise God, the world will say that it's okay. And it seems to be that they're passing new laws every day, new places that are making drugs acceptable, places where it's now legal for marijuana to be here, to be there, they can sell it here, they can sell it there. There's all kinds of things that's going on nowadays that, in my opinion, is just leading to the end of time. It's getting worse and worse, just as I said. And as I thought about how in the world we're going to raise our kids to stand strong, well, first of all, it starts in me and you. First of all, our kids don't do exactly what they tell them. Believe me, I know I got to. I tell them to do a lot of things, and sometimes they don't do what I tell them to do. But praise be to God, you can bet your bottom dollar they do what they see you do. They do what they see you do. They model it right after you this morning. And us with small kids in here, that's something to think about, ain't it? It's something to think about that you got somebody with eyes on you, watching you. And it may not be your kids. It may someone else's kids be watching you. Praise be to God. It makes all the difference in the world to how you live your life. How do you stand strong in the world today when the world says it's okay to do things that the Bible says it's not okay? How do you stand strong for the Lord? I tell you how you do it. As I thought about that, I thought the first thing you have to be is rooted and grounded in Christ. You can't get that on Sunday morning at this church. You can't get that at Sunday morning on Bill Craft's church. You can't get that on Sunday morning at any other church either. You got to get that 7 days a week, praise be to God. It don't just come by coming to church one time a week, or twice a week, or 3 times a week. It comes, praise God, by being at home and living the same life that you live in front of the people in the church. It comes by being rooted and grounded in this man named Jesus Christ, by being in this Word day and night. It comes by knowing what thus saith the Word of God.
Amen.
It comes by refusing to bow to somebody that's different than our Lord and Savior. And as I thought about this morning, God put me into Daniel. So if you'll stand with me this morning for a reading of the Word. We're going to read about 6 verses. I'll let you sit down. I may do some more reading, but I'll let you sit down after that. In the book of Daniel, chapter 3, she'll put it up. She's always quick. Starting in verse number 1, it says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together, now I want you to listen to all he sent together. He sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the other rulers of the province. And he come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the province were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then a herald cried aloud, To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and language, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, that you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Praise God, you may be seated. Now, as I thought about how that it's so hard to stand for what thus saith the Word of God in a world that's becoming more and more against what God's Word says. It's becoming harder and harder to live a life of a Christian because the world's putting more and more pressure on me and you. The world's putting more and more pressure on us at our jobs. It's become where it's unheard of to have a job almost now. Thank God I still have one. That I can kneel on a knee and pray for somebody beside their bed. It's ridiculous, praise be to God, that you can't go into someone's room that's sick and dying or hurting and saying, do you believe in prayer? Do you believe in God Almighty? Do you believe in letting somebody lay hands on you and be prayed for? And to be able to bow at the end and pray for them. It's unheard of that we live in a world that's like that, but we're there. It's unheard of, praise God, that we live in a world that calls right wrong and wrong right. It's unheard of, but we're there. It's unheard of that the drugs that was hid in the back corners when I was growing up, the marijuanas and whatever, it's unheard of that now it's legal to purchase. It's unheard of, but we're there. It's unheard of, praise be to God, that a man should want to become a woman, and a woman should want to become a man, but we're there. It's unheard of. The unnatural affection from one to the other. It's unheard of, but we're there. We're in the middle of probably the worst time I can ever put my finger on in the Bible. The only thing that even comes close to comparing with it in my mind is Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the only thing I can even think of in my mind that comes close to where we're at now. Everything that's good, the world hates. Everything that's right, the world fights against. Everybody that stands up and says, this is what God says, they'll push down the world and try to get them down and try to trample them. They don't want to hear the truth. Even those of us that come to church, sometimes we don't like hearing what thus saith the Word of God. It's easier to believe that God loves us all and He's taking us all to heaven and it's all going to be fine. No matter what, no matter what. That's not what the Bible tells me. It tells me I got a life to live. It tells me that I got to stand sometimes when it ain't going to be easy to stand. It tells me, praise God, it's not always going to be popular to be a Christian. You're in that time right now. You're in a time right now that it's not popular to be a Christian. It's not popular to stand up for what thus saith the Word of God. And one by one, they fall. They refuse to stand. Turn on your TVs. Watch the Christian channel. Watch the preachers that used to preach that it's wrong to live this way or that way. And watch them now, what they're saying now. How the times has changed their attitude. How the people who fills their wallet has changed what they're thinking about now about Christ. I got news for you this morning. My God didn't change. My God's the same. So I started thinking about, Lord, how do we teach our children to stand in a world that's gotten worse and worse? And I started thinking about these three little Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they got the favor of the king. They was in the king's favor. They was over a providence. They was in his favor. They had won his favor. Not once had they went outside of their beliefs to do it. That's the first thing we want to do nowadays. To win somebody's favor. We think it's okay to do whatever nowadays, right? If they're telling a dirty joke, let's tell a dirty joke with them, right? Let's do this. If we're going to go out to the bar, we can go out to the bar. We can't drink. We're Christians. We don't do that, right? We can't get in that part, but we can go with them. And we can show them a light. Listen to me. It's not always easy, but it's always right to do what was said the Word of God. It's not always easy. These people won this king's admiration and still lived the life that they're supposed to live. Well, he put them over a providence. And here these three little boys, these three guys was, and they was doing well. They was doing well for themselves. And this king had decided he was going to make a graven image, a golden image, and he's going to stand it up. And as I read to you, in the plains, and anybody that come by, praise God, was going to bow to this thing when the music played. And I don't care. There's no exceptions. If you don't bow to it, then you're going to go in this fiery furnace. If you don't bow to what this world says, you're not going to make it. Does it sound familiar? If you don't do what the world tells you to do, you can't be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse. You can't be a Christian. You can't have church no more if you're not careful what you say. Right? If I'm not careful what I preach, next week somebody may come in here, a lawyer may come to our doors and say, hey, we think that you have hatred toward this people or that people. We think that you may be preaching against these people because you hate those people. Let me tell you something. It's got so sad that the preachers have quit preaching what the Bible says. The people nowadays want to sit there and they don't want to hear what thus saith the Word of God. And if you preach what saith the Word of God, then your churches won't be full no more. They'll be empty. Praise be to God. If you tell people what's right, they don't like you as much as they used to like you. Is that not true? Yeah, I think there's an amen in there somewhere. I agree with you. There's an amen in there somewhere. If we don't preach what everybody wants to hear, they may not come back next Sunday. I'm a pastor. I never thought that would bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Praise be to God. I got news for you this morning. I'm going to preach what thus saith the Word of God. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. But you have to take that up with my boss. Praise be to God. Because I'm going to do what He tells me to do. And I'm going to preach what He tells me to preach. And if it stands on your toes, praise be to God, guys. They had won the favor of the king. And they didn't do it by bowing down to his beliefs or his rules. But then one day he makes this graven image and he calls all the leaders into the countries. And he calls them in and he says, listen here, you gather you up and you listen, I'm the king. I'm the one that makes the rules here. And I say, praise be to God, when you hear the music, when you hear that sound come up, you bow right in. You get on your knees and you bow to that graven image that I have made. And that's the law now. There's a lot of laws being passed in this world nowadays that I'm not going to bow to. There's a lot of things that they say is right that I'm not going to ever say is right. There's a lot of things, praise be to God, that the TV says that I have to endure, that my family will never be taught that it's okay. It ain't okay, praise God, to have unnatural affection. It ain't okay, praise God, to want to, praise God, be changed from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. It ain't okay this morning to say that it's all right as long as it feels good. It's wrong, praise be to God. My children will never be taught that. And I don't care what they do to me. My church, if I keep this church, I'll always preach what thus saith the Word of God. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I love you. But if you don't like it, that's just the way it is. If they come in here tomorrow and they say you've been preaching against this one or that one, and it's a hate crime, and they want to haul me out, so be it, praise be to God. I'm going to preach what thus saith the Word of God. And that's what we're going to live by. We have a sign in our house. And I bet if I ask you, each and every one of you have it in your house, almost everyone up here does. It's a nice decoration on the wall. It says, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. We need to quit using it as a decoration. We need to, praise God, be putting it in as a declaration to the Lord that we're going to live for Him. We're going to do for Him. It's time that we stand up this morning and quit letting the world push us around. These three little Hebrew children, praise be to God, they stood up for what was right. And they wasn't bowing for anything. And they wasn't doing what thus said the Word of God told them not to do. They wasn't going to do it. They was not going to. This old king, he had a different plan. Satan's got a different plan this morning. He's got a plan that he's going to change this. And he's going to change that. He's going to tweak this over here. And before long, these Christians are going to fall right in line. They're going to fall right in line and say, I know it was wrong back then days. I know it was wrong when my mom and dad was in church. I believe that. But times has changed. And things has changed. And now it's different. And we got to look at everybody's rights. And we got to make sure that we don't offend nobody or step on no toes. And then they say, you know, the Christians that used to believe what that Bible says is now somewhere out on the left field. They're somewhere out there about ready to fall out of the tree because they bent for the world. Listen this morning. It's not easy to stand straight. But you just remember this. There's somebody always watching you. There's some little child that's watching you. It may not even be your own. It may be your neighbor's down the road. He's always watching you. And if it ain't the child that's watching you, it may be your neighbor that's watching you. It may be the one that lives beside of you that's watching you. Somebody's always watching you to see just how you stand. When the world says to stand this way, are you going to stand that way? When the world says to bow, are you going to bow? It was no different in their time. He called all the rulers together. He told them, says, you will bow. And if you don't bow, there's a price you're going to pay. If you don't bow, praise be to God, I'm going to throw you into a fiery furnace and I'm going to kill you. Now you think about being put in that position. There's none of us ever been in that position. We might be afraid that we might lose our jobs if we do something that, you know, the Bible tells us to do and our work says not to. We might be afraid that they might roll in here with the sheriff and take us to jail if we preach something that the world don't want to hear. We might be afraid of that a little bit. But listen to me. We ain't never, none of us ever been told, if you do what that Bible says, I'm going to throw you in that fire and I'm going to burn you and you're going to die. Not one of us in here has ever experienced that. Not a one. Now, we have a hard time standing strong when you don't have that kind of pressure. Now, you put that kind of pressure on you, and you tell me how hard a time is it going to be for you to stand up when the whole world around you takes a knee in front of that golden idol, and in front of that golden image, and the whole world takes a knee. How hard is it going to be for you to be the one that says, I'm not standing, I'm not bound, I'm not bound, I'm not bow to your image. I'll not bow to your beliefs, world. I'll not do what thus said. I'll not do what the world says and forget what thus said the Word of God. I won't do it this morning. I won't preach something just to make you happy this morning. I won't preach something, praise God, just to make you leave here feeling better about yourself. I won't do it. I'm going to preach what thus saith the Word of God. I'm going to stand for what thus saith the Word of God. If my work says I can't do it, I don't care, praise God. I'm going to stand straight for God, and I'm going to let the people around me know I am a Christian of the Most High King. I was bought and paid for by a price that, praise God, I couldn't pay. I was bought and paid for this morning by blood, praise God, that was worthy of me to stand straight for. I was bought and paid for by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ this morning.
Amen.
I have a right and obligation. I need to make a declaration unto Him. And I'm going to stand no matter what the world says.
Stand tall, bro.
We need to quit sitting down. We need to quit letting the world beat us around. We need to quit doing whatever it's popular to do. There's a road that we got to take. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to be a Christian. It's not always easy to do what's right. These three little Hebrew children, they was faced with something that wasn't easy. Far from being easy. Either you bow, or I'm going to put you in that furnace. This is what they said. Over to the 15th verse. It says, now if you be ready, that at what time? He'd already confronted him about this. He told him, he said, now I'm going to give you another chance. Now if you be ready, at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and you worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, ye shall be cast that same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? The king told him. I like what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego told. Verse 16, he said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this manner. We're not going to think about it. It ain't worth our thought. We don't care what you say. We're not going to worry one word about what you say, king. This is what our answer is. We're not going to have no thought in this. This is what the Bible tells us to do. This is what my Lord said. I can't worship another, praise be to God. This is the truth, and everything else is a lie. I'm not going to think about it, O king. But this is what I'm going to do. In verse 17 it says, if it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. It said, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But, in verse 18, if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar, the Bible says in verse 19, he was full of fury. And it said that he changed against them. The way he looked at them, the way he seen them changed. And he told the men to grab them. And the strongest man, he told them, he said, you build that furnace 7 times hotter than it's ever been. And you toss them in there. You know why? Because I'm going to make an example. I'm going to make an example out of them. How many times has the world tried to make an example out of Christians over the course of the years? How many times has the devil been trying to make an example out of me and you over the course of the years? He said, you heat that furnace up 7 times hotter than it's ever been. And you bind them and you throw them in the middle of it. Throw them in there. So the strongest men that they had, they bound them. And after they had the furnace 7 times hotter than it's ever been, they opened the door and they threw them in the middle of the fire. I want you to know something. There's a lot of times we're going to go into the fire, standing for what the Word of God says. There's a lot of times that it's going to seem like we don't have a chance to stand in this world if we stand up for what the Bible says. Too many people have bowed down to what Satan says is right. Too many people have bowed down to what this world says is right. And now we have a watered down version of what it is to be a Christian. We have a watered down version of what it is to live the life that you're supposed to live. We need to let God be the leader of our lives. We need to let what He said for us to do lead us. We need to follow His example instead of following the world's example. There's somebody following your example as well as you're supposed to be following His example. You realize that, right? We set some examples, right? Sometimes we do things we shouldn't do. But anyway, He used that furnace up, and He got the strongest men that He had. And He bound them, and He threw them in the midst of that fire. The fire was so great, the Bible said, that the men that threw them in died. The men that threw them in the fire died. How hot was the fire? How hot was the furnace? How hot was it in there? He threw them in the middle of the fire. That old king, I guess he was happy in himself. He had made a point. And he looked in that fire. The Bible says when he looked in there, he asked him, he said, how many again did we throw in there? Did we not just throw 3 in there? He said, yes, O king, we threw 3 in there. He said, I see 4 up and walking around, and 1 looking like the Son of Man. Praise be to God. I want you to know something. It ain't always easy to stand for God. But I promise you one thing. If you stand for God, honey, He'll stand for you. I promise you one thing. If you stand for Him, He'll never fail you. He'll never leave you. He won't leave you in a fiery furnace by yourself. You may go in the fiery furnace, praise be to God, but He'll be there with you. He may go through some hard times in His life, but He'll be there with you, praise God. You stand strong for what He says this morning, and you let the world go by, praise be to God. Quit battling for every wind that Satan blows your way, and start standing strong, and know who you're rooted and grounded in this morning.
Amen.
I see Lord.
Amen.
I see 4 in there this morning. I see 4 walking around, and 1's likened to the Son of Man. Praise be to God. That old king become a believer real quick, didn't he? He realized real quick, honey, no matter what man wants to do, if God don't ordain it, if God don't allow it to happen, it ain't going to happen. I want you to know something. Those little guys stood up for God when nobody else stood. Everybody else bowed. Everybody else took a knee. It's popular nowadays to take a knee. Let's get on that for a minute. It's popular nowadays to take a knee. It ain't always right to take a knee, praise be to God. Whatever God tells you to do, that's what you should be doing. It's popular for us to do whatever this old world says to do. It becomes contagious. It's okay for us to believe that this is right and that's right because the world has made a law now and says it's okay to do. If they made a law to say you can take your baby out to the top of a cliff, say down here up here at Raven Rock, and throw him off of that cliff when he got 2 years old. If you wanted to, that's up to you. You can take your child and you can throw it off that cliff up there, and he's 2 years old. And that's a law now, let's just say. How many people do you think will be lined up to throw their 2-year-old off that cliff? How many? Huh? How many? Think about it. Just because the world says it's right, don't mean it is. But yet we would think that would be awful to throw a 2-year-old off of a cliff, right? And most anybody would not do that, right? Worldly or not worldly. But we slaughter babies by the thousands and call it abortion.
Amen.
We slaughter them, praise God, by the groves and call it all right because the law says it's okay to do. Where's the God in it? Where's the God in it? Where's the God in the people who do it? Where's the God in the people who commit it? Where's the God in it? There's none. You would think me awful if I took my child up there and threw it off Raven Rock. And so would I you. But we don't think anything about that because the law says we can do it. Just because the world says it's okay, don't mean it's okay. Doesn't mean it's okay by far. This king who was the king of that little part of the world, he was the ruler of that little part of the world. He says it's fine for you to bow down to that image. Matter of fact, it's more than fine. You better do it. But we have 3 that stood strong for God. The Bible says, many are called, but few are chosen. Why does it say that? You know, that verse has stuck with me since I've been saved. Many are called and few are chosen. Why does it say that? Why does it say that? So he says it's easy as saying, Lord, Lord. The Bible says not everybody saying, Lord, Lord is going to enter into the heaven. Why is it hard then? Why is it hard? Why does it say that many are called and few are chosen? Because it means what it says. Many are called and few are chosen because there's a life to live once you get saved. It ain't as easy as saying, amen, praise God, forgive my sins, I'm good to go. There's a life to live. Many are called and few are chosen. Sometimes it means you're going to stand up when the world kneels. Sometimes it means you're going to say that ain't right, no matter how many laws they pass says it is. Sometimes you're going to teach your children in the privacy of your home, and you're going to say, I know you got to endure this in class. And they're going to tell you this in class. They're going to teach you that this is okay. But as for me and my house, as for me in this house, this is what we believe. We believe what that Word of God says because that's our rule. That's our measure of post. That's what I'm going to go by this evening. Sometimes it's as easy and simple as that. You got to settle down and you got to say, no matter what the world says, no matter what the world says is okay, we're going to go with what God says. See, that's the change in this whole world. This United States of America was founded on what thus said the Word of God. That's what they went by when they wrote all those different laws into effect. But now all that's gone by the wayside. And we took God out of all of it. And we stripped Him from it. And now we're trying to live like we're God. When we ain't. Our churches trying to live like we're godly. When we ain't. We come to church on Sunday morning and make it feel good. Pat us on the back, we're here at church. Praise be to God. We go out Monday morning and we live like heathens the whole week. Come back in on Sunday morning. Everything's good. It's where I need to be. No, you're not. You're not. It's a hard line. It was hard for those three to stand up and say, no, I won't bow for you. And if you put me in that fiery furnace, my God will deliver me out of it. But if you don't, I want you to know, I'm not going to bow to you anyway. If you don't, I got a better place to go. If you don't, I'm going to be fine. Because I know good and well, one way or the other, I'm a winner either way. Right? That old song, I'm a winner either way. Where and how do we get that back in us again as Christians? That we don't sway with every wind that blows from this world. How do we stand up straight when the world says it's okay to do this and our Bible says something different? How do we do that? I'm going to tell you one thing. You find your place and you still away on your knees. And you say, Lord, forgive me for whatever I've done. You forgive me for the sins I've committed. Lord, you lead me and you guide. Let's start this day to be a new day. This day, Lord, I'm going to start with you. This day, I'm going to have in the middle of my day, Lord. I'm going to have you in the middle of my day. This day, Lord, I'm going to finish my evening with you, Lord. This day, I'm going to go to sleep with you, Lord. I'm going to wake up in the morning with you, Lord. I'm going to start it all over with you, Lord. This day, from this day forward, Lord, I'm yours and you're mine. Praise be to God. I'm going to live what you tell me to live, no matter what everybody else says. I want to be the one that he looks at. And he says, well, you've been faithful over a few things. Make you rule over me. Come on in, the glory's the Lord. I want to be the one, and he says, come in. I don't want to be the one that stands before him that thinks I'm all righteous and ready to go to heaven, and stands before him and he looks at me and says, depart from me, I never knew you, you worker of iniquity. How sad will it be to say I went to church for 55 years? He said, I never knew you. You never lived for me. You never once lived for me. You fooled everybody around you, but you can't fool me. I'm not saying anybody like that here. I'm telling you, simple fact is, we got a life to live. And how you want to live when this world says you can't do something and God says, or when this world says you can do something, God's Word says you can't. You better choose God's Word every time. You better choose what this Bible says. And how do you know what this Bible says? Unless you read this Bible, unless it be preached to you, unless you open your ears and hear it. This world has become hard of hearing. Kim says, I'm sure Kim will tell you I got selective hearing. I hear real well when I want to. But when I don't want to hear, I don't hear much anyway. I know there's somebody else in here like that too. There's probably a few stubborn people in here. When we want to hear something, we can hear it real well. If we want to listen to our neighbor talk about our other neighbor, well, we can hear it word. Amen? Amen? That's exactly right. Well, boy, if our neighbor, if our wife's hollering at something that we done, or our husband's hollering at us over something we done, can't hear you. Can't hear you. It's It's true. Is it not true? Absolutely it's true. But boy, we can hear what we ain't supposed to hear. We can hear what we don't need to be dabbling in real well. Listen to me this morning. I love everyone of you. I want to see each and every one of you. I don't want to fail telling you the truth. I hope you know that my Jesus loves you so much this morning. He don't desire for any of us to go to heaven. Not one. But we do have a part to do. It's an important part. We got to live what that word tells us to live. We got to stand. Sometimes when it ain't popular to stand. Just because the churches is full doesn't mean they're preaching God's word. Sometimes just the opposite. Sometimes just the opposite. And I'm not saying in all cases. Just saying sometimes just the opposite. Makes you wonder. You can get 5 billion people to come out and you have to have it in football stadiums. Your church service. Makes you wonder. Somebody's hearing something they like awful well. And this old world don't like God's word. Well, I don't think it's God's word they're hearing. Right? I love you this morning. I thank God for everybody in here this morning. I thank God that I go to a church that will allow me to preach God's word. I thank God that I'm a pastor of a church that hasn't kicked me out yet for preaching what thus saith the word of God. I think that God wants somebody to hear the message. Every time I preach it, every time He changes my mind and my heart on what I want to preach, I think there's a reason for that. There's somebody there that day that God's speaking to. There's somebody that's going to listen to it, maybe on the internet, that God's speaking to. There's somebody that needs to hear it. My God don't do anything willy-nilly. Everything's planned out. He knows exactly what He needs and when He needs it. This morning, I have to believe there's a reason why this was preached. If no one else, it's a reason for me to preach it. I got something from it. There's a sign on our wall, like I said, that says, as for me in this house, we will serve the Lord. As for me in this house, I'm going to serve the Lord. My wife, I hope pray she does. I can't make my wife serve the Lord. I can't make my children serve the Lord. But honey, this old house right here, this old building right here, it's going to stand. It's going to stand. It ain't going to be popular sometimes when it stands either, but it's going to stand. You know why I'm going to stand? Because my Lord and Savior holds me up. My Lord and Savior makes me stand. Praise be to God. So this old house, we're going to live for the Lord. I'm going to try my best to sway everybody in my power to live for the Lord. And that includes you all. When I quit pastoring here, the Lord moves me somewhere else, or whatever He does, if that's His purpose, I don't know if it will be. But when that is, I hope somebody here can still stand up and say, there's one thing about her, He told me the truth. If I can get that, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Because the Bible tells me the truth shall set you free.
Amen.
The truth in Jesus Christ, that is Jesus Christ. That will set you free. Hallelujah. I get us a song together this morning. As we stand. Listen. It's not always easy to walk the walk that the Bible calls us to walk. I read where Paul was stoned, thrown outside the city for death. I read where they was locked up, thrown in prisons for doing what thus said the word of God. I read where they was beheaded for doing what thus said the word of God. I read where they was crucified for doing what thus said the word of God. So what makes us think that it's going to be easy now? What makes you think that the world's changed to be good now? It's not. The world's gotten worse, more wicked than it ever was. So what makes you think it's easy to walk this walk? It's not. It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it one day, brother, when you get to heaven. Whenever you're ready, brother. 483, I see you go. If just one person in my whole time of preaching becomes saved and makes it ahead, just one. world is to have the love of God and the mercy and grace of God within you. If you don't love Him, if you don't live for Him, if Sunday morning's the only time you ever live for Christ, then you're missing the boat. You're missing the picture this morning. And you're walking on thin ice. Now you're saying, well, I didn't go to church last Sunday. See where it's about me? No. I'm telling you, you get to church every Sunday, it's still not me. It's up to you. But the Lord is taking you. He'll keep you from being down. He'll make you strong when you're weak. Because He's been carrying. Lord says, but we have to stand in Him. I promise you, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not stand because they were brave guys. They stood because they believed in something bigger than them. They stood because they knew that they was tied up to something. Praise be to God. That was bigger than they ever could be. They stood because they know which way Lord. I know you have. You have to have that same knowledge. You have to have that same friendship with the Lord. You have to have that relationship with Him to realize no matter what, it's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine, Lord. I'm going to stand no matter what. You preach to one or you? Preach to
All to Thee, my blessed Savior,
that one lady
I
said, I don't hear this
surrender.
church. I've heard it 100 times. Maybe. There's always a reason for it. You've probably heard the same messages 100 times. From me, from everybody else. My Lord has a way of taking the same message and speaking in somebody's heart. Isn't that the way it is? This morning, don't be caught doing what ain't right. There's a worse price to pay. Nobody may not be there to throw you in a furnace right then. There'll be a day. You're going to an eternal furnace. You don't believe what I said. So, I love you this morning. I thank God for each and every one of you. Now, is there anything I need to announce that I'm forgetting? I know we got